All right, let's dive in. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what it really takes to build a modern, mobile-first classifieds app. So if you've ever had that spark of an idea for the next big online marketplace, you're in the perfect spot. Let's get to it. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You just want to sell an old chair or a bike, and suddenly you're battling some clunky website, filling out a million forms, and then just waiting for an email that might not even show up. It just feels so ancient, completely out of step with how we do everything else today. And this slide really nails the difference. It's a total showdown. Over on the left, you've got the old guard. Slow, just walls of text, and everything running through these ancient email chains. But on the right, that's the modern app. It's instant, it's all about the pictures, and you're talking to people right there in the app. It's not just a small change, it's a whole different world. So what happened? Why did the old ways stop working? Well, we happened. Our behavior completely changed. We live on our phones now, and we expect everything to happen at the tap of a button. Those old desktop websites, they just weren't built for that kind of speed. They just can't keep up. And this is where the mobile-first app comes in as the hero of the story. It wins because it focuses on the three things we all want now: speed, making everything fast; simplicity, keeping it super easy to use; and proximity, connecting you with people right in your own neighborhood. The whole idea, the real magic, boils down to this one simple promise. You should be able to go from taking a picture of your item to actually chatting with a potential buyer who lives nearby, all in a matter of minutes. That's it. It's about getting rid of all the waiting and all the hassle. Okay, so how do you actually build an app that can do that? How do you deliver on that promise? Well, it all comes down to a handful of features that are totally non-negotiable. Think of them as the fundamental building blocks for a great experience. This is basically your must-have checklist. You need a super fast way to create a listing. You need a smart search so people can find what they're looking for. You gotta have in-app messaging, listings with lots of photos, and of course, a feed based on where you are. And clear categories, that's a must. Without these, you're not really in the game. And when we say fast listing, this is what we mean. It's not some vague idea, it's a dead simple three-step process. Step 1, snap a photo. Step 2, type in a price. Step 3, hit post. Boom, done. 60 seconds, maybe less. That's the kind of effortless experience that makes people fall in love with an app. So you've got the vision, you know the features you need. Now you come to a huge fork in the road, a big strategic choice every founder has to make. Do you build this whole thing from scratch, or do you start with a ready-made solution? Your answer here changes everything. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. If you go with custom development, sure, you get total control. But look at the cost. It's high. And the time? We're talking months, maybe even years. On the other hand, a white label solution gets you out the door in weeks for way less money, and you still get a lot of control to make it your own. It's that classic trade-off, time versus money versus control. But look, an app is more than just a bunch of features. It needs an engine to keep it running. And that engine has two parts that are both absolutely critical. One, a smart way to make money, and two, a rock-solid system for building trust and keeping everyone safe. If one of those fails, the whole marketplace can fall apart. The freemium model is usually the way to go. You see that big slice? That's free listings. Making it free to post is how you solve that classic chicken and egg problem. You need tons of stuff for sale to attract buyers, right? So you let people list for free to build up a huge inventory. Then you make money from the sellers who want to pay a little extra to get their item featured or boosted to the top of the list. And the thinking behind this is really simple. It almost always makes more sense to charge the sellers. Why? Because they're the ones who get a direct, easy-to-see benefit. They pay a little money and boom, their item gets seen by more people, which means it sells faster. It's a clear win for them. All right, now for that other part of the engine, trust. Trust isn't just a feature you can switch on. It's a whole system you have to build from the ground up. The best way to do it is with what we call layered protection. It's this mix of smart technology working behind the scenes and real people helping to keep an eye on things. So what's actually in the safety toolkit? Well, you start with the basics, like verifying phone numbers and emails to make sure users are real. Then you add more layers, like having a real person review certain listings, giving users super easy ways to report or block someone, and having automated systems that are always scanning for suspicious behavior. All of these things work together to make the community safe. So you've done it. Your app is live, people trust it, you're even making some money. That's amazing. But the journey's not over. Not even close. Now you have to start thinking bigger. How do you go from being a cool new app to a real market leader? This part is so important. Your tech has to be built for growth from day one. Your platform has to be able to handle adding a new city or a whole new country or even brand new categories of items, all without slowing down or crashing. You can't just tack on scalability later. It has to be baked in from the very beginning.
And that really brings us to the final, most important takeaway. You don't need to build the perfect, does everything platform right out of the gate. Just start with an MVP, a minimum viable product that does one thing really, really well. Prove your concept, get some users who love it, and then you can build your thriving marketplace of tomorrow. So there you have it. That's the blueprint. The tools are out there, the strategy is clear, and it's more possible now than ever before. Which really just leaves the big question right here on the screen. What kind of community, what kind of marketplace are you going to build next? Thanks so much for watching.